ladies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ijoma. So I have come to rant. Yes, I have come to rant. So how many of us feel like we owe our uncles a very deep apology, for being entitled brats? Yes, I said it. Most of us were entitled brats growing up. We still are entitled brats. And to our fathers and parents for fueling that hatred and that resentment towards our uncles and aunties, like, we need to apologize. Because how can you say it as a parent, something you can't afford for your child? You go on instigating a child, making the child feel like it's the uncle's responsibilities and not yours. You shamelessly sit down and say, that boy, your uncle, go and call your uncle on the phone, tell him that your school fees is due. Are you serious? And then when the uncle comes and like, oh, I can't afford this, or I don't have this, he's a very wicked man. Is his child not going to a private school? Like, are we being serious? So most of us are still that entitled brats. Like, we've not even outgrown it. Because I can remember during Christmas, festive periods like this, in my place, there's something we call a Wara Christmas. You come to your uncle like, Uncle Baram Christmas. That's more like, how would I put it? More like, uncle, what will you gift me for Christmas kind of thing. For those that are not Igbos, like Uncle Baram Christmas. And then uncle might just bring out like, small money, 1,000 to that, which back then it was huge. It could get you some things. It could get you snacks for school or something. And you're like, why are you getting him 1,000? Oh, 1,000 do for me. Oh, 2,000. Oh, 200 naira do for me. Look at what he bought for his kids. And there's, are you okay? Am I your father? Yes. Is he your father? Is he your mother? It's like, yes, I'm looking for an opportunity. He told me after school I should call him, I should do this, that he will help me get the job. Yeah, what if he did that? Maybe he told you that when he was still working in a particular firm, he felt he had the upper hand to employ. He felt he had the connections, or he felt he had connections with a clique of people that could help. What if he fell out with them? What if he no longer has those connections? What should he do? Kill himself? You should know that. As you grow, you should know that some things happen, events of life happen that we can't control. So why is it that even as an adult in 2024 you're still thinking like goats? Yes, I said it. You're still being entitled. Oh, he helped his child get a job, he could not help me, blah 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 blah. What if there's only one job slot? Do you expect him to not give it to his child and give it to you? Will your father do it? Sometimes some of us will sit down and ask somewhere like, even as we say, oh, my father was not the rich one, the little ones he could afford, the little ones he could get, the things that he had around him, how much was he giving to his brother and his kids? You get a dynamic of, one is very wealthy, one is like, okay, let's just put it Nollywood standard, one is a farmer, and there's, okay, during Christmas he gives you money. When they're going back for Christmas, can you even bring like a keg of palm oil, bring yam and say, my brother, my nieces and nephews, you should take this one when you are going back? No, some of our fathers never did that. Some of our mothers never did that. But no, the uncles and the aunties are the witches. You sit your ass down, you have as many kids as you want, and then somehow, it's the uncle's fault for not raising them. And the one that aches me is that you want the same privileges that they give their child. It's more like a beggar that has choice, so very proud beggar. If he gets his son an iPhone, you want an iPhone to miss? Really? What your parents could not get for you? Somehow the auntie, the uncle is a bad person. Oh yeah, you're feeling triggered. You're still looking for an excuse. Some of us have not spoken to our cousins and our aunties, relatives, whatever the situation is, just because we have this resentment of, oh, they did not help me for this. They owe you nothing. The earlier you know that, the better for you. So if you have any uncle or any auntie that comes true, just know that that's a huge privilege and you better thank them. Then you have the ones that, they don't come true. It's not their job to come true for you. They're not your parents. They didn't bring you into this world, so they don't owe you shit. So you just have to be grateful. You just have to be thankful. And when they decide to give it to you, and when they don't, learn how to walk through it. No man is your God. You learn how to do your thing. learn how to deal with it and stop being triggered. Like, if you think I'm not going to say the truth, because my brother and sister, you've not started feeling triggered, because I'm going to say the truth. I am going to say the truth. So to all the aunties and uncles that were coming through, you are the real OG. We do appreciate you on behalf of, others, and all your nieces and nephews all over the world. But for the ones that couldn't come through because they felt like it wasn't their responsibility, which is true, or they felt, or maybe they didn't even have it, we understand, we appreciate. Most of us are now in that situation, so we're sorry for misunderstanding the situation. Then for the nieces and nephews, I still do not want to grow, even in 2024. They're like, my uncle this, my uncle did not do that, my uncle. Like, the one that aches me is how a responsibility that is your parents' responsibility, how your uncle is now the villain, like he's the devil for something your father is sitting down. And then please, for our mommies and daddies and for the young parents, stop it. Let this stop in 2024. Don't teach your kids to be an entitled brat. Don't come and be making their uncles and aunties the villain. They owe them nothing apart from the normal love and affection, birthday gifts, and the rest, which is still a privilege if they can afford it. School fees is your responsibility, not the uncle or auntie's responsibility. Your child's welfare, you decided to do whatever you did and have the kids and the child, not the uncle, not the auntie. So why is it that all of a sudden the uncle is now the devil for not giving your child a lifestyle that even you as a parent, you shamelessly cannot give your own child? Pushing an alpha, junior, like pushing an alpha, GMA pass over, let it pass this day. Like, stop it. Stop it. Let's raise this new generation to be more appreciative. Let's raise them to be less entitled to people's things. It's not yours. You're not entitled to it. What I can afford as a parent, I will give you as my child. If my brother or sister, your uncle or your aunties decide to be generous to you, by all means be appreciative, but do not demand for what they're giving their child, because they do not owe you that privilege. They owe their child. It's their responsibility for their child. You are not their responsibility. So please, let us sing this, let us sound this, let everybody, even those at the back, put on the speaker, like, let people hear this. They don't owe you. They're just being helpful. Appreciate it. And for some of us who badmouthed them, who even up to this day do not have a basic communication with some uncles and aunties or some cousins or relatives in general, who they feel like they're entitled to their wealth, stop it. Go down, ask God for forgiveness and ask them for forgiveness, because they didn't do you anything. They did not do wrong to you. If they decide to help you, God bless them. But if they've checked and they decide, whether they're being stingy or not, it's their money. That's just what you have to understand. It's their own. At that point, all is in their account. It's their money. It's their wealth. It's not yours. So you do not have any privileges to it. So let's do better this year. Now we're eating, we're jubilating. But sometimes we don't talk about the actual things that happen, the envy, because this is a very deep situation. We don't talk about the envy it grows, the jealousy it grows. You now see cousins resenting their cousins and parents fueling the resentment and the jealousy. It doesn't make sense. All fingers can never be equal. Teach your kids to be contented with what they have. Teach them to make lemonades from the lemons that they have. It's not their uncle's job. It's not their uncle's this. We're all becoming that uncle. I'm sure you would be so angry that you had a sibling somewhere that what they do every year is, for example, you just have a sibling somewhere, like you've made the money now, you're now the uncle, you're now in your uncle's position years ahead. You had a sibling somewhere, all they do is procreate, give birth every year, and then expect you to pay fees, expect you to feed them, expect you to do the medical fees for this, expect you to do that. You can't keep doing it. and then when you don't do it, all of a sudden you're a bad person, how would you feel? That's how some of these uncles felt. How would you feel? So let's stop this. Let's stop this behavior. So that's enough of me ranting for the day. Yeah, I just wanted to put it out there. So as we're contemplating and doing a new year resolution, new year, new me, end of the year, hente the travel and the rest, let us also consider this heavy sense of entitlement that we've grown with. Let us see that's something we have to work towards eliminating. Let us see that's something that we have to put in the effort not to pass on to the next generation. That is just all I'm saying. So to the uncles, to the aunties, to the nieces, to the nephews all over the world, have a blast, have a blessed Christmas and enjoy the holidays. Bye and thank you. See ya.